Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Nebo TV. And today we are back again to the studio to discuss about Nigerian elections, specifically the APC primaries. Like what we promised on Sunday that we're going to discuss about the primaries today. And we have a breaking news that Bola Tinubu won the primaries. So, Mr. Raka, thank you for joining us all the way from Nigeria today. Hello, sir. Can you hear
Uh,
me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I say you are welcome to the program today, sir.
Thank you very much.
Mhm. So the breaking news is obvious, and it's not a surprise to many of us that Bola Tinubu is going to win the APC primaries. So, what do you think? What is the next step right now?
For me, for me, if you say it's not a surprise, for me it's a huge monumental surprise for me because yesterday I didn't even pay attention to the fact that there was election. I couldn't sleep. I was working on my computer, so I said let me watch a couple of movies late in the night. But somehow I was just scrolling around the channels and I saw the election, the APC primaries running on TV on what's this what's the Bola Ahmed Tinubu's station, TVC. So and I saw it. Now there are quite a few things that I learned. For me, when I look at events, I try to focus on those tiny details that people ordinarily would just wave aside. Quite a lot happened, and it was a good thing that I was able to watch that primaries. Thank God we had light, so I watched everything. And quite frankly, I'm weeping. I'm short for tears for Nigeria. Now, before I go from the details of what actually happened at Eagle Square, you do know that we are back to the history of Nigeria. We are back to where Nigeria was when we start having issues and where it culminated into the civil war. Do you know that APC now have a Yoruba candidate, PDP now has a northern candidate, and Labour Party now has an Igbo candidate? So we have Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba now stationed to do battle. So it is now left for the rest of over 370 tribes to now pick on which side their loyalty lies. So, and I bet you that at the end of the day, I am a Peter Obi fan. I am 100% a Peter Obi fan. But if I'm going to be realistic, because Peter, well, let's know. I believe we'll get there at the end. So let me tell you what happened at Eagle Square. Well, it started from people coming to give their speeches, and then they will step down for Tinubu. When I saw that thing going on, this governor will come, speak, and step down for Tinubu. I saw the one of Akpabio. I saw the one of all the Yoruba governors. Then the last was Osibanjo, who spoke beautifully. Osibanjo spoke beautifully. As a matter of fact, after listening to Osibanjo, I was like, why? Wow, okay. If this man comes out, I probably might have to switch because I hate APC. I hate APC with a passion. But if this man comes out, well, I may just have to give him because he spoke eloquently and to a large extent he has an insight of the issues that borders on Nigeria. And he made one statement that in America, that statement alone should earn him the presidency of the country. He said, you cannot claim to understand the problem of Nigeria and yet vote somebody you don't like. Now, what I saw was that then it came to the point where Tinubu gave his speech. And quite frankly, in any sane world, in any meaningful world, after watching Tinubu delivering his speech, Tinubu shouldn't even get up to 15 votes in that primaries. What's that now? Tinubu shouldn't get up to 15 votes in that primaries. But I understand that Tinubu gave a lot of dollars, although it's rumor, but as far as $75,000, that's rumor anyway. But I do know that dollars were exchanged. But what really captured my attention was the fact that while Tinubu was delivering his speech, the man could hardly coordinate himself. The man could hardly coordinate himself. In fact, just flipping to the next page from his speech was a Herculean task. He was wobbling, he was shaking, clearly shows that this man has outspent his prime. And one thing people don't know with age, as you age physically, you have a beautiful hair, by the way. Your hair is beautiful. As you age with time, you also age with your brain. You don't age physically and get younger with your brain. I have an old man at home. My father should be about the same age with Tinubu. And I know what it is communicating with him on the phone. So I restrict myself to very simple syllables that I know he will understand with the very little communication understand that he has left. So basically, he was nothing to write home about. But the star of the moment that it was Osibanjo. I don't like Osibanjo, but if speeches were meant to be anything, Osibanjo should win that primary. Then another thing that I also noticed was, how do these people get their delegates? You bring a delegate to come and choose a president that is going to be the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, one who is going to represent me, Magnus Oraka, and the person can't write his name. You see, Nigeria is a joke. Some of these delegates, particularly from the north, are people who couldn't write their names. People had to go and write their names for them. So at the end of it,
do you mean that the delegates cannot write their names?
It was there live. It was there live. Everybody was saying it. I'm not making this thing up. About 40% of the delegates who came from the north couldn't write their names. People had to write their names for them. Now, the question is this. People who are going to make a central decision as to choosing who is going to represent Nigeria cannot write their names. And these people, I see some of the delegates sleeping on the bare floor. You could tell that these are just ordinary peasants that were handpicked from the village, coming to decide for a big country like Nigeria. Now imagine those people getting $70,000 times 600 is what? 6 times 7. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 7 is 42. That's 42 million naira. 42 million naira to a peasant. My sister, rationality should go to the dustbin. But this has happened. And what really pained me was that these are the champions of corruption. This same corruption that has ruined Nigeria for ages. Now we've gotten to a point whereby we can actually display this corruption with ease. And people actually applaud this corruption. At a point, with all the evidence that was abound to show that this man, Tinubu, is not fit to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the whole people were saying, Jagaban, Jagaban. I was like, wow, is this really a country? So we have thrown intellect to the dustbin. We have thrown rationality to the dustbin. We have thrown common sense to the dustbin. I don't have anything against Tinubu. I don't have it. Now, to wrap up my analysis of what I saw at the Eagle Square, Buhari came because he had a personal anger. And when he came, it was that anger that drove him to the fiasco that we have today in Nigeria. Tinubu also said that it is the turn of the Yoruba. Now, it pains me for a Yoruba man to be telling me that it is the turn of the Yoruba when in this political dispensation, that's this started, because everybody now seems to pick Nigerian political history from 1999. Let's not forget that it was Obasanjo that started that became the first president after the 1999 constitution. So the Yorubas have had 8 years and another 8 years as vice. So if we culminate 8 years of vice presidency, let's say it's 4, add it to 8 years, that is 12 years. So for Yoruba man to be saying it is Yoruba man's turn shows clear mischief. I keep saying that Nigeria cannot be a baton that will be exchanged between Yorubas and the North. You're only spelling or creating the foundation for another civil war. Because you're saying that for a country with over 370 tribes, the only interest that matters is the Yorubas and the Hausas. Now, we've got what happened at Eagle Square yesterday was a choice between the interest of Nigeria and the interest of Tinubu. And people chose to satisfy the interest of Tinubu than the interest of Nigeria. That was what I saw happened at Eagle Square. I saw that Nigerians didn't learn anything from the 8 years of this humongous maladministration of the Buhari regime. Buhari is a total failure. In fact, there is no word in the dictionary now that I can use to describe how humongously inept and inadept that Buhari is. So I can only make assumption to the available adjectives that Buhari is a failure. Huge failure. So at the end of the day, we now have another Tinubu who is going to bring a version of a Yoruba version of what Buhari has put us through for the last 8 years. Because everything Tinubu is going to do is my turn. He just wants to end his life with that title that he was once a president of Nigeria. It's never about seeing Nigeria grow. Buhari came with an agenda. Buhari came with an agenda to ensure that he repositions Fulanis in their to reposition the Fulanis in their assumed Lord of the Rings. And he has achieved that. Then Tinubu is also coming because he wants to have that. What else does he want? He has been governor, he has been this, he has money, he has a bullion van. The only thing a man is power. So he wants to add that to his kitty before he leaves the grave. He doesn't have anything. He knows he's not strong enough to be the president of Nigeria. He definitely knows. And one other thing I saw again, thank God I remember this. You see, when a northerner is praising you, if a northerner is praising you, know that there is something you are not seeing. Because the truth is that what led to because they tried events leading to these primaries, the APC tried to sideline Tinubu, but his outbursts at Ogun led to what happened because, you know, man no man, he knows their secret and he knows his secret. Best of the same criminal gang. So if you don't do what I ask, I go expose you now. And that's exactly what's happening. So they had to play down and then just allow him get what he wants. But you see, what happened to Yaradua that led to the emergence of Goodluck Jonathan is what's going to happen to Tinubu.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
what makes you think that? What makes you think that Tinubu is not capable? Is because of his health condition?
It's not that he's not capable. Look, let me tell you, Tinubu may have all the intellectual sagacity. He may even have all the solution, but let me tell you, I was in one of these Bill Cosby's show. Bill Cosby's show. The daughter brought a man to him, brought a suitor, a fiancé to him, and the man is a naval officer, is everything, but the man didn't. The father didn't agree, and then the father said, let me tell you something. He said, you brought something very good, a food that you like, I like so much, but you packaged it and served it in a garbage can, in the cover of a garbage can. So it is in the packaging. Now, it doesn't matter that Tinubu has all the good this thing. If you don't have a good health, you can't deliver. Let's face it. Are we saying that we are going to go through another 8 years of medical surgeon to UK?
So this morning,
this is a man who could hardly stand. He could hardly stand in front of the microphone.
Yes, I saw a video this morning posted on Facebook.
I said, come on to flip through the next page. This guy was shaking. Yes. Come on to flip to page 2. This guy took about 20 seconds to flip to the next page.
Yes, he was shaking. I have the video.
You get me? Me, I watch everything. I didn't watch the video. Me, I watch it live. And it was an embarrassment. So what played out in that Eagle Square was never the interest of Nigeria. The Yorubas are playing the interest of the Yorubas. The North is playing the interest of the North. And the Igbos are playing the interest of the Igbos. So which was why I started answering by saying that we are back to square one in history, where we have the Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba tussle for supremacy. That's where we are now.
So, Mr. Sani, are you there? Are you ready? I'm bringing Mr. Sani to this program now. Mr. Sani is joining us. Yes, thank you, sir. Mr. Sani is joining us all the way from the city of Kano. City of Kano is a Fulani man. Good evening. Thank you for joining us today, sir.
Hi, Mr. Oraka, how are you?
Hey, Abogina Yade, one of you?
Hey, wallahi, Garum,
Gary, na rekyo.
Alhamdulillah. Congratulations.
Ya karami haka ne. Wahalan Buhari ya sami ka ne ko?
I hope you guys are not going to. I hope you guys are not going to sell us here.
No,
no, this man is my friend now. This man is my friend. Don't mind, he is my friend. I like him so much.
Very quickly, I know that Mr. Raka is a very tough political analyst. Mr. Sani as well. Please, I hope you guys are not going to set this studio on fire today. Please, advise that we don't set this on fire.
First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate all Nigerians for voting out Mr. Tinubu. It's a good decision and a balancing force. Like I told you last time on the same program, the country has moved forward, not the usual country that's based on tribal sentiment.
Yes.
You can see Tinubu in the 2015 was a breaking factor that brings in Buhari. In the same way, this time around, the northern governors made a move to reinforce Tinubu's position, which is like a payback, which is okay. I think it's okay by all standards of democracy, unless we want to be military.
Sir, can you back up a little bit? Can you go back a little bit so that we can see you? If you move back, back. I will tell you.
The camera. The camera.
If you can move back.
I will give my sat cap.
This platform cannot change the camera, so that's all.
We are going to manage him like this, no problem.
Yes, it's okay. Let's just manage it because we want you in this program. So go ahead with your thoughts, sir. Go ahead. Hello.
Me?
I think Mr. Sani's network is just stiff. So
okay, let me quickly answer him. Look, first time, make myself wear my South because I'm proudly Delta State. See, Nigeria is not a transactional entity where people now decide that, okay, if it's your turn, now it's my turn. It's very offensive to the sensitivity of Nigerians that a human being can come and say Nigeria should be transacted upon. You take the first share, I take the second share. This is why the entirety of Nigeria has remained in this developmental doldrum that we find ourselves. What he's saying is not far from the truth. Tinubu made Buhari. Now it's time to pay back. But what they don't know, see, every southern man should be careful that when he says they are paying back Buhari, they know when he says they are paying back Tinubu, they know what they are doing. Tinubu is not going to last long. I wish him long life. But if you add the pressure of governance to that old man, that man is not going to last. That man is not going to last. The South does not have that political machinery for deception. We are not trained to be deceptive. The mystery surrounding how Buhari survived 8 years of this administration, we only take a very sophisticated, genuine political strategy. I don't know what's happening, because the Buhari we know from the beginning of the campaign is surprising that he lasted this long. I don't want to toe the line of Kanu, who said that is Jibri. I'm not a Jibri theory, but then I don't think whatever made Buhari last 8 years, Tinubu is not going to last that long. That's just, sorry, I'm a very straightforward and blunt person. Tinubu is not going to last that long. So what this man is saying, that it's a good, that he started by saying that it's not tribalistic. Look, let me tell you, there is no time in Nigerian politics that tribalism will play more now than any other time. This election that we are going to in 2023 will be far more tribalistic than any other election that we have ever had. And that's exactly the game they are going to use for the South. The South are very tribalistic. The South are very tribal in nature. The whole idea of supporting Tinubu is just so that to kill whatever, you know, we are not regional by nature. The South, we are not regional by nature. So the Yorubas are going to vote for Tinubu. The Igbos are going to vote for Peter Obi, and then the rest of the North will vote for Atiku. And when that happens, power remains in the North. This whole thing is about power remaining in the North. It's only a delusion to think that the Yorubas will take presidency with Tinubu with their political support. And it is also a further delusion for the Yoruba nation to think that the North will support them. Even if they think, because Jagaban is a Muslim, Abiola was a Muslim, he was shot dead because he was almost going to inch towards becoming president, and he was killed. So Tinubu will not win this election. That if there's anything I'm sure of in my whole life, is that Tinubu will not win. Even Mr. Sani knows that. Mr. Sani knows that Tinubu will not win.
Mr. Sani said that the last time I brought him to this program. I'm waiting for him to join again, though. You know, he said that no matter how charismatic any leader is chosen from the South, that it's not going to compete with Atiku. So, with what...
That's it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. And the reason why he said that, it's not that it is true in its actual sense. What is giving him the impetus to arrive at that conclusion is because the South, we don't know how to aggregate our strength.
Yes.
The same tribal proclivities that has become our bane and albatross will subsequently bring us down. The Igbos will say, instead of Yoruba man to rule me, let Fulani continue. The Yoruba man will say, instead of Igbo to rule me, let Fulani continue. So at the end of the day, our grievances are channeled towards arranging the advantage that makes the Fulani cabal continuously rule us. Let me tell you, if the Yorubas and Igbos and the entire South bring head together, there is no way any northern will win us. No way. Not in a million years. But unfortunately, this is where we find ourselves.
Yeah, somebody just left a comment saying, Nebo TV, don't be deceived because the North have their candidates and it is Atiku.
That's very true. 100%.
Tinubu, go and mark my word. So that's what we said.
But that's the truth. The whole idea of the North supporting Tinubu is just to kill whatever popularity. You see, these Northerners, you will not hear their comments on social media, but they observe everything. They are on radio, they are on social media. They are not the type that go about say, your father, your mother, are shower. They don't do that. But they know everything. So Tinubu will help them to kill whatever NSAS phenomenon that Peter Obi is building. Because Yorubas will vote for their own. The Igbos will vote for their own. And from that alone, it has killed whatever advantage the South has. And this Sani Hamza that you are bringing on this program, I can bet my life that on the polling unit, he will not vote Tinubu. He wouldn't. can bet my life that he will not vote Tinubu. But they are creating the impression that they are with him just to satisfy a negotiation that was arrived at some years ago. And one thing these northerners do is that they will come to you and strike a deal. So, okay, let's do this thing. If I get him, I go give you back. But they will never agree to be the second person. It's not like we do contribution. Me and Nekbe will say, okay, let us do contribution. Let's contribute 100,000 naira. But I go first pack. I go first pack the first 200. When now comes your turn to pack the 200, now that time crisis go happen, or war go break out, or my house catch fire, something that will necessitate that I give an excuse not to pay you back the 200,000 that's supposed to be your turn. Abiola had the arrangement. He was deceived. Awolowo had the same arrangement. He was fooled. Now Tinubu too is thinking that, well, you had an arrangement for Buhari. After you rule, it comes back to me. Now they wanted to skim him out, but they saw that the guy fought back. I love the fact that he was sagacious. I love the fact that he was tenacious. I love the fact that he didn't allow himself to be pushed around. But man, you are too old for this shit, man. You are too old for this nonsense. So the man should understand that, well, there is no way he would win Atiku. It's not possible. It's not possible. In fact, the North is already rejoicing, including Mr. Sani Hamza. Is rejoicing that it was Tinubu. It was because if it was an Hausa man, let me tell you, if it was that Ahmed Lawal, the one that they said the chairman of APC anointed, if it was Ahmed Lawal they brought, that would have killed Atiku's dream and killed APC's dream. But they know, they are not like us. They know that that is not a good political strategy for them. So let him just be there and pretend he's there, get like 3-4 votes to make those seem as if Northerners also contested, but because of the love the North has.
Some of them will even decamp to PDP after Atiku.
That is why I have come to the painful conclusion that PDP and APC are terrible. You know, I said at one point I was very angry that PDP, Peter Obi. At one point in time, I was very angry that Peter Obi left PDP. But having seen what happened at the APC primaries, I can tell you that that was the best and most ingenious move that Peter Obi made. Because anybody who is thinking that Atiku is going to come and change, because right now Nigeria needs a radical change. A radical change. And I don't think Atiku is going to bring that radical change. When I mean radical change, I mean a radical change from first stemming the tide of this insecurity, this kidnapping and killings that have become a norm in the society. You really think that Atiku is going to catch his fellow Fulani brothers and start killing them? You really think that Atiku will go to the Nigerian military and all those that Buhari administered into the Nigerian army? Because when you have terrorist group, where in the world?
Don't forget that they have killed so many Fulani herdsmen and the Boko Haram.
Who killed Fulani herdsmen? Who?
If do the research, I did a documentary. I
want to know who killed Fulani herdsmen. Who now? Your research. Was it the Igbos that killed Fulani herdsmen, or Yorubas that killed Fulani herdsmen, or the Nigerian army? Who killed them?
Nigerian army.
Nigerian army killed Fulani herdsmen.
Even Boko Haram, they raided them so many times. They killed a lot of them. You know, do the research. They kill some of them.
You see, when I'm on this program, I try as much as possible not to be sentimental about this thing. You understand me? If you are trying to distinguish herdsmen and Boko Haram, then you are so naive in this. You are so very, very naive in this thing. Boko Haram and herdsmen are the same thing. Don't be fooled.
Oh, they are the same or they are different?
One and the same thing. You know, sometimes when I'm on your program, you push me to a point whereby I put myself in danger. So I am sacrificing a lot by taking some of these topics that you are bringing. But then let's leave it at that. See,
let's
we
just keep.
Southerners, we are so intellectually misjointed, because the type of intellect that we have is an intellect that teaches you to be rational, whereas they not have this Arabic intellect. And the type of Arabic intellect they have is the type of intellect that you can actually lie. It's a type of intellect that teaches you the art of misdirection. And misdirection is when something is true, but you turn it to be a lie, and the lie seems true to you. And from where you are talking, you appear to be a victim of those misdirection that comes from the north. It is
Okay.
called takia.
Oh my God.
It is called takia. There's a name for it. And every northerner,
Mm.
if it is going to benefit the north, you apply the principle of takia. You can lie. Like when Mr. Sani Hamza comes and he tells that bringing Tinubu is the best thing for Nigeria, it's all misdirect. I know them.
He didn't
He
say
knows I
that.
know him.
He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
No,
He was.
he's coming now. He said, picking Tinubu is the best thing for Nigeria. He said it when he came. Maybe you didn't hear him.
Oh.
He said it. And it pains me that he's unable to log in, because I came very prepared for him. In fact, I'm in this show purposely for him. And
He's
I'm
trying
sure
to.
he also...
He's
Huh?
trying to. The network is terrible.
He's just right. He's just run out that I am back. I'm back home. So maybe you try and bring him. So the truth is that, my sister, APC and PDP, they don't have anything to offer. Imagine all the dollars they are spending. Imagine the humongous amount of dollars they are spending. Are you telling me that if you bring these people back in, they will not find a way to recoup their money back? Do you know what it means to give each? There were over 2,000 delegates in APC, in the APC primaries. So let's leave it at 2,000. Let's leave it at 2,000. Now, when you give each delegate $70,000, that's $140 million. $140 million. You mean a single individual in Nigeria has $140 million to throw away? Do you know what is $140 million in Nigeria? $100 million is about 5 billion naira. And one man throws that away like that. And yet we are saying Nigeria is corrupt. The people who are corrupting Nigeria are right there in front of you. These are they. But because the very corrupt people are the ones in charge of the instruments that determines who is corrupt and who to catch. So you can't catch them. If you are not in that clique, if you are not in the cabal, if you steal, you are arrested. Daria, all this middle belt riffraff, people who are you want steal body, put them for prison. But when the Kano state government, Gandola, who was caught on live camera stealing dollars, what did Buhari say? That I cannot understand the type of technology that was used. How can a governor steal dollars? So if you're a northerner, if you steal, no, you're not a thief. But if you're a southerner, if you steal, straight to prison. The country cannot operate like that. It is this type of arrangement that produces the type of the likes of IPOB and this gangsterism that we have in Nigeria. I can see you have another. Yeah, so I don't want to dominate the show. So perhaps somebody else should add a thing or two.
Thank you, Mr. Rucker. We have a guest today, a special guest on the program, Mr. Akim Ogumilade. Thank you for joining the program today.
Thank you so much, Neville TV, for this opportunity. And I equally want to say thank you so much, my co-guest on this show. I followed the trend of your conversation in the past couple of episodes, and first is we share the same ideologies, and most importantly is the real, as in the factual way you express these opinions. I really do wish that that a lot of Nigerians, especially the electorate at this point, beginning to realize that this is just the truth you are saying. They should, because I see the anger, I see the expression at which you usually use to state your facts, and that is just the raw. That is the reality. So I mean, at this point, I'm just going to tell our electorate that enough of that assumption of thinking this is not time for politics. Nigeria is finished, because I used to say something. A lot of the people, so-called people in governance, they have no business in governance. It's like you are hiring a photographer to go and be doing a doctor of a medical doctor. They are two different. They don't understand it. And when you still fall in their games, thinking that there is a difference between politics, between APC and PDP, at this point you are still a culprit. You are a part of the problem, because the fact is the facts are clear. Nigerians, we are not blind. Open up, read, look at it. When you look at the first 10 hierarchies of people, of elected party officials of the PDP currently, the first 10 hierarchy members are decampees from APC. The same thing to APC. Go and look at them from the chairman down to the first 10 hierarchy. They are decampees from PDP. So what does this tell you? They are toying with it. It is a party. It is a game. And the lines are clear based on all the recent happenings in the country. My co-guest emphasized it last time. He said they are just playing politics of region and religion, the two arms. That's what they are doing. There is nothing else. It is time, whether if you have an opportunity, see this, it's not a personal thing. It is a reality. These people travel, they go to other countries, they know what is right, but they have chosen. It is a deliberate attempt. They know exactly what they are doing. So at this point, I would want to take a break. Like, let's just proceed. And
let me quickly throw one question there, Mr. Oraka. I know that you will answer this question very well for us. What do you think? Don't you think that Tinubu can nominate somebody like Peter Obi as a running mate, and that will help to shape. I always ask questions, and my question sounds as if I'm ignorant. I know when you're laughing again. Mr. Oraka, tell me.
I've never laughed. I've never had a good laugh on this program. Anyway, finish your question.
So that is my question, that if Tinubu decided to choose Peter Obi, that will help to shape the general election, given that the Easterners are planning to vote for Peter Obi. So
let me tell you something. First of all, I tried to argue this with one Yoruba man. You see, the Yoruba man should understand that APC is no longer in their control. The likes of Tinubu and a few others still feel that whatever stake they had in the creation of APC and CPC, that their stake is still valid in APC. The North has virtually taken over APC from them. You understand me? And APC, whether you like it or not, for the last 8 years has been a vehicle that has driven the Northern agenda to its destination. Whatever they are leaving for the Yorubas is the carcass of whatever agreement they have. Carcass. So right now they are seeing that they try to edge Tinubu off, but it wasn't possible. But they know that APC now is a carcass. PDP has grown flesh. So they will all run to PDP and leave the carcass for the Yorubas and still think, because the Yorubas are deluded that, sorry, my friend, don't be I say this thing without any harm intended. But this is the way I talk. So the Yorubas think that APC still have some valid input that belongs to them. Unfortunately, they don't have that. They don't have that. So it will be, in fact, I can tell you that there will be an uproar, a negative uproar in the East if PDP accepts
Mr. Sani, I think it's good like that. We can see you now. If you can just...
Okay.
Yeah, it will be it. In fact, the East will not agree that Peter Obi become vice to Tinubu. It's not even going to be possible. It's not, because the North will not allow a South-South this thing, because whatever transition we make, the North will always want to have a stake, either as president. In fact, presidency is what matters to them. Vice is no, they are too arrogant to accept vice. You remember when Sambo accepted vice? Sambo, the vice president to Goodluck Jonathan, immediately accepted to be vice. They burnt his house in Kaduna. They burnt the house of Sambo in Kaduna. So vice, they don't like playing second fiddle. They always like playing the top. So let me allow this new man. I'm sure he will have so much to say.
Who? Mr. Sani.
Sani.
Mr. Sani, are you okay now?
Okay, good evening. Sorry, something the net the network in Nigeria has a problem. You went off.
Yeah,
while I'm on.
we can hear you now. We can hear you, sir.
Yeah, but let me say something very clear. The two gentlemen, they are the minority of any Mr. Raka and the other gentlemen are the general minority of any democratic processes. Because first and foremost, Mr. Raka keep talking about not they, you know? He's not talking about Nigeria. It's not about north, south, you know? This is not democracy. Now, I heard him saying something, the kind of people who went and vote, they're peasants, but that's what democracy is all about. It's a government of the people, for the people, by the people. As long as you're a human being, it doesn't matter what position you have, whether you're a president, you have the same vote, whether you are a peasant, whether a shoe shiner, you all have the same vote. You have the right to choose who you want to govern you. And this is a problem I have with so many people in the South. They change the poll every time the way it suits them. Now, if you are talking about democracy, people have the right to choose whoever they want. And people have chosen Mr. Alhaji Bola Tinubu to be their president in the primaries. So why should somebody have a problem with that? And a lot of misinformation is going on there. It's not true to say that somebody wants to be number one, not to be number one. Every tribe wants to be number one. In every country, everybody wants to be number one. It's not like a game of football. Brazil wants to be World Cup champion. France wants to be a World Cup. They want to continue being a World Cup. So there's nothing new. It's nothing about North or South or anybody. If the Southern people have the same privileges, the same opportunity, the same advantages, the same strength as the North has, they will do exactly the same thing, or even worse than that. Because
so you believe you are doing worse?
The kind of narrative you are giving, you will be more. You are more. It's more description of your what you believe in. Let me give you an example now. Here in Kano, you can have somebody who is not originally from Kano to be a governor. Shekaro father came to Kano, and Shekaro was the governor of Kano. If you go to Lagos, the same thing. That thing cannot happen in your state. That thing cannot happen to those people still who are complaining. And democracy is a game of number. Whether you assume you are more, you assume you are less, at the poll, they say, let's meet at the poll. What the poll decides, you must be able to accept it as the final decision. And as a Democrat, even if you don't agree with certain issue, if the majority agree, the majority carry the vote. That's democracy. That's the preferred government all over the world. It's not a monarch. It's not a military stuff. So looking at that arrangement and the description Mr. Oraka is giving, which is not correct, absolutely not correct. Let's go back to the history. The Northern has a position when they win election in the early beginning of this country. They call the gentleman later Zik to become president. Coming down to even the level of military, Obasanjo was scared to death. When Murtala was killed, he was almost forced to take up the president. The Northerners almost forced him to take the president. So that narrative is absolutely nothing. It's not true. Let's go back to Abiola. Abiola got votes from the North. I think Oladipo Dia did one analysis. He said when you remove the vote of Abiola from the north, you combine the vote of Abiola from the east and the west, Abiola will lose election. When you remove the vote of the Abiola from the west, where he come from, you take the vote of Abiola from the north, combined with the vote of Abiola in the east, Abiola will still win the election. When you remove the vote of Abiola from the east, you leave his vote from the north and the vote from the west, Abiola will still win. So this narrative is will I say, it's a defeative narrative. Like you feel defeated, you can't join the decision. Democracy, the quality of the democracy is that as far as somebody he has the power to select who you want to be, and that's democracy. It doesn't have to be someone like me or like you, like anybody. It has to be ordinary person, a fisherman, a truck driver, a truck pusher, has a decision to choose who you want to choose.
Mr. Sani, let me quickly jump in there. Let me quickly jump in. You know, when we preach democracy in Nigeria, in most cases, this democracy that we are preaching is just in theory. Let's look at the practical aspect of democracy in Nigeria. Do we really have that democracy that we are talking about right now? That is why sometimes people don't want to listen to this idea of democracy. Are we practicalizing democracy in Nigeria? Not the theory aspect that you are preaching right now. That is what is
theory. People go to vote. People go to vote. People contest. People campaign, and they are voted. They come to power. Some take over power from each other, not by military, not by inheritance. So it's a democracy. If you are talking about rigging, do you forget that George Bush Jr. was accused of rigging when he come to the president? Did you forget that Donald Trump was also have such accusation about the Russian helping to win election? So it's not only in Nigeria. Why would that be a problem? All over the country, the word rigging is not created for Nigeria. It's not Nigeria who put it in the
Give me, my friend, give me two, just 5 seconds to add something. First and foremost, Mr. Sani, no. First second. You started your entry by referring to me as minority. Let me tell you, Mr. Sani, the Fulanis are minorities in Nigeria. It's just that they have found a way to use the tradition of Islam to get people on their side. But they are more Islam, they are more minorities than the Yoruba people. Go ahead.
I don't think any Nigerian is a minority. Let's look at us as from the oneness.
Minority is in terms of vote. Listen, minority comes in terms of in politics. The Democrats, there's two things. They say majority have their way, minority have their say. It doesn't have to be with tribe. It doesn't have to be with religion. And in fact, in Nigeria, there's no party that is purely religious. No party that's purely Muslim or Christian. No party that's purely Yoruba or Igbos or Hausas. You must say they are more in this party, they are more in that party, which is accepted all over the world. It's like that anywhere in the world. So the people of Nigeria have decided to say, or I mean in the APC, has said to say, is Tinubu is a prepared candidate. They have the right to do that. You, with your one vote, saying thousands vote does not count. In fact, you are what will I say? You are the variant. You are the deviants.
Just like the Fulanis.
No matter
you gave an example that during the time of Abiola that he had more votes even in the north. So that is a good example that go ahead.
No, the example I'm trying to say, Mr. Oraka is trying to narrate that when Tinubu win, they will not give him order. I gave you that example that Abiola won the election with the popular vote from the north. And Obasanjo won the election with the popular vote of the north. When Abiola was there, the Yoruba were against him because it was
Abiola won that. Abiola won that election because the north wanted to compensate Yoruba on the
not true. But okay.
Go ahead.
Who was the opposition to Abiola? Who was the opposition?
They play the game and they will not give. No, that's not the truth.
Tofa was a northerner as well.
Obasanjo's second time coming. Listen, Obasanjo's second time coming was the Yoruba were against him. They brought up Olufalaye. It was not that voted Obasanjo to come into power. So all this narrative it does not have example that you can give. But I'm giving you example that you can go to book, go and check even the newspaper, you can see them. Obasanjo was brought into the power was from prison. From prison.
To compensate the death of Abiola.
He has less than 50 million in his account when he came out of prison. Everything was done for him by the Lord and he became president. So this narrative does not hold water.
Mr. Sani, Mr. Sani, the first day I brought you to this program, you said something, the video is still there. You said no matter how charismatic that leader is, cannot compete with Atiku because only Kanu, the vote from Kanu.
No, I say Obi. No, Atiku, no, look at it now. Atiku
I said, you said surpass all South, inclusive of Lagos. So we just assume that you are saying no matter
I didn't
how...
get what you're saying. Atiku has his problem because Atiku is coming from the masses and he's turning his back against the masses. That's why the North will not vote for Atiku. But definitely, if PDP had taken up somebody like Vice President, Atiku can beat him. But definitely now, Tinubu can beat Atiku. Because really? the Northwest, which carried the major vote, 18 million votes, 18 million, we don't go with Atiku. There are a lot of things that Atiku said that annoys the people of the North. Where he was partying with
deleting the tweets.
Where he was in love with the Obasanjo. He mentioned, he said a lot of angry things to the Northern, and we don't forgive such things. So Atiku cannot. It's very
yeah, very correct. Fulanis don't forgive.
Yes.
So Atiku.
When am I going to talk, please?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Akim. Go ahead.
All right. So at this point of the conversation, I'm beginning to I wonder if I'm going to fit into in the future of the, like, as we proceed, if I'm going to fit into this conversation. My reason is because we are talking, for me, the angle I'm coming from is this. One, the system is failed. It is messed. And I see that we are still looking at, we are making, the conversation is sounding like we are making appraisals of the mess, or of the mess. Now, in the holistic perspective, like a lot of questions when my co-guest from the North was talking, I felt like asking and like asking him a lot of questions. But the point is, one, I'm saying that democracy or not democracy, like my colleague from the, I don't know how you think that what we run in Nigeria currently is the democracy. It is not. If then you keep talking about the population of the north since 2015, I know of like threads of massacres, people dying, people running, the migration from the north, trucks coming in from the north to the south on daily basis, loading, and you people keep insisting population is the millions. It is part of the scam, the scheme, and the deceit in that polity. I am calling a mess at the moment. If it doesn't change, like, it is just what you people are capitalizing on. Now, not taking it personal, please, we've had 16 years opportunity for these two political parties to see the best they can do for the country since 1999. Until date, ordinary power, light, electricity, we never pass through it. And in our same mind, for threads I am reading here, I'm not very good being a guest on a show. I anchor my own show. But when we have opportunity to say the truth, SARS and MARS watching anywhere you're watching in the world, and you think we are moving forward, you are playing with our future, you are playing with the future.
Give us example. Give us example. You see, you keep saying
of what
that you cannot substantiate.
Oh, like when you have power in Nigeria?
Give an obvious example. And
Like
you are giving example that that people are
I just
migrating.
cited power. I just
Have
started
you
with
been to the
power.
north? Let me ask you, have you been to the north? I spent
There is
15
power
years
in
there.
the
Have you
north.
been to the north?
And you talk about democracy. You call some people minority. The power of the unity. So, for example,
No,
if
I'm
there's
asking you,
light
have you
in
been,
the
you made
north,
a file, you made an accusation that you cannot substantiate. Have you
which
moved to the
one?
north? Did you know
I've
the
been to
number
the
of
north.
people?
I've been to Sokoto. I've been to Kano. I've been to Kaduna.
Then you're
I've been
not
to
saying the truth.
Abuja, and we passed.
Every
So
day, right now,
yeah.
in my office, I have 15 coppers, all of them from the south. Every day, people
What
leave
is
the
your
south
point?
with
What
their
is the point you're
certificate.
talking about?
Listen to me. Every day, people graduate, people with company move from the south to come to north because it's fertile land. So your statement cannot be substantiated. It's just an assumption. And you want to make it
For
a
which of my
general
points
view.
precisely?
You
Which
are
one? Are
entitled
you
to your
talking about
opinion.
power? What are you talking
Personally,
about?
let me jump in here. Let me jump
Mhm.
in here. When it comes to governance in Nigeria, we don't blame the north or the south. All the politicians are the same. They are the
Yes.
same. I hate those instances where Nigerians will put the frustration on the northerners. You understand? I don't see that.
It's a
Goodluck Jonathan
defeatist
was the
approach.
president
It's
of
a defeatist
Nigeria.
approach. If somebody cannot fit in, cannot meet up, he form up some idea and then present the idea. That's what that man is doing. You see,
So what
cannot be.
Nekpe is saying, hello, calm down. What Nekpe is saying that now, if we want to be objective, leadership has failed in Nigeria. Whether it is a southern politician or northern politician, leadership has failed. But
I'm not
in the delusion of Mr. Sani, Buhari has to, if you ask Mr. Sani now, what on a scale of 1 to 10, what is the performance of Buhari? He will tell you it's 90, if not 100.
It's more than that.
Eh?
It's more than 90%. Let me give you.
Oh, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Now, you see, hold on now, Mr. Sani, calm down. Sani, calm down. Calm
Mr.
down.
Raka, listen. Mr. Raka, listen. Mr. Sani, when you say that you can rate Buhari more than 90%, it's a slap on the face of many Nigerians. It's a slap on the face of many Nigerians who died.
That man, Buhari is the worst president and the most, in fact, the worst president Nigeria has ever had.
No, that's your opinion.
And you also share your opinion now. When you said Buhari scored 90%, is that not an opinion too?
So I will not make a claim. I will make a claim that two of you are making. I'll prove the claim for you. Let me prove it to you now.
No, you cannot prove to us that governance in Nigeria has not failed over these years. We are not. This is not about tribalism. This is not about tribalism. We are just saying it in general. It can be an Yoruba man being the president. It can be a Northerner. It can be anyone. But we are just saying it in general that the presidency and governance in Nigeria has failed us for a long time.
Any government, you ask me to give you the proof, to give you the evidence that it performed more than that. That is more logical. That's more civilized.
Well, there's no proof there with the situation of Nigeria.
Let me give you the proof.
Now,
I will give you. You say I don't have money. I say wait and get. You ask me I don't have money. I say wait me. Let me give you the money. You keep saying I don't have the money.
Okay,
I
then
have
go ahead.
Proof.
Okay.
I have the proof. Unless you don't want
you say you have money, when somebody said he has money and the person is a homeless person, then people will question if you have money, how come you are homeless? So that is why we are questioning you now. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
If you said that if I said that Buhari has done more than any president, I ask you for proof, that's civilized.
We're waiting to hear the proof. Please tell us the proof. I'm interested to hear this proof.
Before Buhari came in, during the Goodluck Jonathan, 21 states were owing their workers 11 to 15 months salary. This is said by your sister.
They're different from my line of thinking and where I'm coming from.
It's very annoying.
Let's be patient. Let's be Mr. Hakim. Be patient. Let us give him the audience. Let us allow him to.
Salary. You can't be like you. You can't be like me. So the moment we start thinking I start thinking you should be like me, then I'm not civil. If you start thinking I should be like you, you are not civil. You must as what they call individual differences. I'm giving you proof and you cannot wait to get it.
Go ahead, sir. You give us the
Right.
go ahead.
The government of federal government was borrowing money to pay salary before the coming of Buhari. Now those things have ceased. The road like this railway, the major infrastructures that started during Abacha stopped because there was no money to do it. Now it's going on. Number two, even the security are saying, like I said it one time, from Maiduguri to up to Abuja, it's not safe. Military, police cannot wear their uniform. Now they can wear their uniform, they can act. Number three, the civil servants who work in the railway station, since the time of this, that were laid off, they were not paid. Buhari paid them off. The Nigerian Airways that were laid off for a very long time, they were not paid. Buhari paid them off. We depend, you see, food security is the major security anywhere in the world. In China, they do fake food so that people will have something to put in their mouth so that they will be safe. We're depending 100% on foreign rice. With Buhari now, we have Nigerian-made rice much more than the foreign rice. It might be price might be high, but it's our own. It's Nigerian's rice. In fact, some of us were trying to move back to UK because of during the Boko Haram, but now we can stay. People are coming back. So if you look at the roads between Ibadan to Lagos, the road between Kaduna, Abuja to Kanu, Kaduna, Maiduguri to Kanu, all of these roads have been fixed. The Niger, the second Niger bridge, which is independence, since the war, civil war, been said they will repeat it, they will do it. Now it's almost at 60% completion. All Buhari did this. The Biafran soldier, as ungrateful they are, nobody recognized them. Buhari paid them off. The Biafran police, Buhari paid them off. Nobody has done that. There is a program going on where they give money market, money trader, where ordinary Nigerian, without doing anything, receive from 250,000 to 500,000 free from federal government. There's a school feeding for poor people. It's this government who did it. Nobody have done anything like that. The list is so much. The military, employ more than 200,000 police, more than 300,000 Nigerian army. These are jobs that he provides for people. And a lot of Nigerians are back into farming. I don't know in your place, but
I think you've made your point. So let me prove why Buhari is not. Buhari is a failure.
So tell me why it's a failure. Now I want to listen to. Tell me why it's a failure.
Okay, I will tell you. You have said why Buhari is a success. Me, I will tell you why Buhari is a failure. The country has never been more divided now because of Buhari's approach of nepotism to this country. The country has divided. The country is more divided on a faulty line of tribalism and religion ever since Buhari came in. And he started that from his mode of employment, whereby if you're a Muslim in this country, you get more preferences. And even in terms of commission of offenses in his governance, once you are a Christian and you commit offense, prison. Tell me, Ganduje, the governor of your state, who was caught on live camera stealing dollars, what did they do to him? Buhari was asked on national TV about Ganduje's theft of dollars, of accepting bribes of dollars. He said he doesn't know the type of technology that was used. If Ganduje was a southern governor, they would have jailed him. So, in terms, this rice, the food, you said there's food supply, even though you admitted on your own that the price have increased. This same rice that we all bought at 300, we are buying it 1,000 plus. A kilo of meat was 300 before. Now it's 2,600 naira. Everything is bad. Our ASU has been on strike now for over 7 months. Students are at home because of how much? 2 billion naira. And yet, what they spent on the Eagle Square for the primaries can pay these ASUs 1,000 times over. So the money is there, but they are keeping money for campaign when your children are at home. They are not in school. Do you know what it means for 7 months in a child that's supposed to be in school?
Let's talk. You know,
I didn't interrupt you when you were talking. I didn't interrupt you when you were talking. So I did not interrupt you when you were talking. So it will be very, very civil. You always talk about civility. So you understand me? So people are at home. There has never been any time whereby The sanctity of life has been so much discarded now than we have any time. Go to Kano, go to Southeast, go to everywhere in the country. It is not safe to travel 100 kilometers without looking behind your shoulder, because criminals, ritualists, and demonic people have been given a sense that there is no governance, there is no control of the country, there is
What happened during the NSAS protests? Up to date.
I can say Mr. Akim is itching to say something.
Mr. Akim, go ahead.
Yeah, at this point I'm not going to I don't want to miss this opportunity on Nebo TV without nailing my point. I might not be able to I'm going to go straight to maximizing the few minutes we have together on this program to reach out to one or two few people at home who might be watching and who would see reasons in the fact that Nigeria we're campaigning for anybody. I am not saying I belong to the group of people who has woken up to the reality. And I'm going to say it again, esteemed viewers, wherever you are watching, the destiny of Nigeria lies in your hands in choice making. You will see everything that happens in other countries, even in African countries around us. They are waking up to the reality. They are beginning to get responsible. This is in our hands. If we want to continue on this path, this failed path, like I said, we have given, if you have a child of 8 years now, like, yes, that kid is no longer a child. If you like the way things are going in Nigeria, the same name we've had in the past 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years. They are the same people who recycle themselves in governance. We call it democracy. They bring in their children. That is it. You want to keep worshiping them? Good. The choices are in our hands. If you love that for 16 years with billions, millions of loans, dollars, different currencies we keep getting, where is the result of this money we push into the system? The choices are in your hands. If you think you love the insecurity situation in the country, it's been like that. It's getting worse. It's aggravating. Look at what happened in Owo now. Daytime, going to a church. We hear these things in the north every time. It's like a film. Now it is a reality. Nowhere is safe. The airports are not safe. The railroads are not safe. Where there is no primary security of life. You like it, please continue voting for this set of people. Look at the future of your children, the yet unborn children.
You see,
we are mortgaging it in international loans and loans and loans.
We are getting out of the topic because this is campaign.
Yeah, because I don't want to engage. I don't want to say anything that would sound like we are discussing politics. I have gone beyond that. I know the truth.
Politics. You are discussing politics now. You are campaigning.
I am campaigning for truth. Why, if you love the North the way it is, with the light of insecurity, the light of imaginary insecurity, if you love the North like that, there are some people in the North who do not love it. I did not interfere with you when you were talking. Let me talk. It's my turn to talk. Would you let me talk, Mr. Sani?
Yeah, the time
my little time to talk.
As a Southerner.
I am not speaking as a Southerner. That's the problem, because I don't think we see things from the same perspective. Don't bring me into that game. There's nothing like we're all humans first. Before North, South, those things are the gimmicks of the elites to divide the people. When we win World Cup, we celebrate as Nigeria, right?
Yeah, that's good. So now you are getting better.
That's why I just want to use this opportunity to reach out to people who might hear that, please, my people.
Mr. Sani, let me clarify this. He's not protesting or advocating for the Satana. He's asking you now if you like.
You don't have to see. You are
advocating for any specific
umpire. Your view has a definition, has a name. His view has a name. Masoraka's view has a name. The only contrary view to your view is my view. Take it or leave it. That's the reality.
If
But
okay,
see, let me answer
Mr.
some of
Sani,
these questions. No, you ask
Mr.
a
Sani,
question. Let me answer them.
for you to say Buhari is 90%, I don't think I have any. Like, I understand you.
Yeah,
Nigeria is good.
It's my opinion.
Yeah, Nigeria is the best right
You
now.
know what? They said the kingdom of the blind, one eye man is a king. That is what I would refer to.
All this one.
Yes,
Mr. Kim, let me analyze something about Mr. Sani here. A lot of you don't understand Sani. Look, let me tell you, Mr. Sani, if you notice, his camera has gone black, and I want to tell you that it's deliberate. You understand me, Mr. Sani? Mr. Sani. Okay, I take that word back. I take it back. Mr. Sani. Mr. Sani. Mr. Okay, yeah, I said I take that word back. What part of I take that word back? You don't know. I said I take it back. Now, Mr. Sani believes that he has to put in a fight for the interest of the Fulani in Nigeria.
No,
so
facts.
what? Yeah. Facts based on your own perspective. Facts facts emanating from your perspective. The perspective, your examples have been whacked all this while. Your perspective. No, allow me to drop before you answer my question. I've not ended the statement. The truth is that you are trying to make a case for the Fulani people. I am trying to make a case for Nigerian people. I am trying to make a case for Nigerian people. And for you to come on national or on an international air to say that Buhari has done more than 90% good, that means we shouldn't be crying while we were here today. It simply means that it simply means that while we wait for things to get better, things will never get better, because in your mind, Buhari is doing well. And honestly speaking, there is one thing that most Igbos talk that I have not aligned myself to speak. And from listening to you, I think I am beginning to think like that. I'm asking the question now, what am I doing with you in the same country? Because quite frankly, from this discussion, we have nothing in common. Absolutely nothing in common. So I'm wondering, what am I doing in the same country with you when you are not thinking about what is good for Nigeria? You are thinking about what is good for the Fulani people. If Goodluck Jonathan had performed as worse as good, I still would have categorized.
I don't think this administration has been very good to the Fulanis. I don't think so.
This administration.
Yes, I don't think they have benefited from it. The majority Fulani. We are talking about the majority Fulanis, not only one person or those who are occupying the important positions. We are talking about Fulanis, all of them. I don't think so.
Lies are sweet. The facts are painful. Because I drop those facts on you, you all get angry. That's the sign of facts. That's the character of facts.
Yeah,
Mr. Sani, let me quickly jump in there. Let me
answer him first. You are the moderator.
Allow him to answer.
Let me answer him. You talk about our governor. Let me answer him, both of them.
Which governor? The one that stole dollars, Abi?
You said was
the one that stole dollars.
Listen, now, all this side of it doesn't work. If you stand before the court of justice in America or anywhere now to prove that, can you prove it?
There's video camera now. It's on YouTube.
Video camera. You saw a video camera. Somebody giving somebody $1. You assume
it's not somebody giving somebody giving Ganduje $1. Somebody giving Ganduje $.
I'm not trying to be personal. You saw somebody giving somebody $, and then you assume that's a stolen $. And we are talking of civilization. We're talking of justice. And you went into TV to slander because you saw somebody giving $1.
Oh God, this country, we're not supposed to be one at all.
You don't know what is going on, whether it's his money, whether it's his boy, whether it's business partner. You just assume it's stolen money. This is where we are different. Let me take you again back to the man talking about old age.
That video had audio. They were telling him to Gashi, and he was asking to Madala.
He wasn't saying stolen now. If you say kickback, it will sound.
In fact, I whip for now. Honestly, we have a problem in this country. I whip for this country. This country, we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere in this country.
We talk
I don't
about
feel like
pride. Let's go
visiting
back to
Nigeria.
international. See, Roosevelt, President of America, who was the only president that was there for 3 years, for 3 terms. At his time, there was a economic recession of the 40s. If you bring your money out to buy something, before you get to the shop, the price have doubled. If you go home to come back, before you come back, the price, it happened to America. You are rating us as an America. We are not up to 100 years. America is more than 300 years. They had their issues worse than this. They have the banditry.
America didn't start from where we started. America started from a primitive state. We are in an enlightened society.
You can take those on record. Anyone who wants to check can take it on record. The same thing with Britain. So many things. All of this is a stage of development that we haven't reached there.
Yes, Mr. Sani, you would have said that earlier. You come in. Let me talk.
No, let me drop first. Let me drop because I will soon go. The age, you talk about the age. The Soviet Union, most of their presidents were old. The president of America today is above 60. The president of America that left was above 60. George Bush was above 60. So where does he? It's only France now. Even the president before France, they were above 60. Where did the idea of age come? Does that stop their progress? Ronald Reagan got to the president at the age of 75. One of the best American presidents. Oh. So where did idea? Even the president.
Let's make our closing statement. I'm getting a headache from this type of perspective.
Akin, go ahead. Akin, go ahead.
Thank you, Nebo. So once again, I want to say thanks to it's going to be my closing statement. I try to make sure I don't derail from the objective of why I joined this section today. For me, it's advocacy. It's unveiling, helping people substantiate the reality. I understand how complex it is in Nigeria, the survival instinct. When you're in a country whereby you do everything for yourself and nothing, no help comes from the government. You build your house yourself, you get security, you get water yourself, you train your children with your hard-earned money, and there is no job, and the government understands that there can't be jobs, and there's no security, there's no power to run business, to think of ideas. And the list I'm going to cite is I would want people to go back online and search for the Chibok girls, the 2 of the ladies who were maybe adopted, or they had the opportunity of being rescued and they traveled to the United States. I'm sure they have finished their masters, possibly pursuing their PhD. When you watch those girls on television, you should cry for Nigeria, because you would have imagined what would have been their fate if they remained in the country called Nigeria. Possibly they would have been married, their life vision goals thwarted. I am telling you that Nigeria as a system is killing a lot of potentials. People are dying every day because of clueless leadership we have. I'm going to say it over and over again. When I have any opportunity to say it, I'm going to emphasize it. The bunch of people we have in governance are team of witches and wizards, team of armed robbers. They are the real armed robbers. They are the killers. They are the murderers.
Is that opening the program or closing of the program? It should be a
people who do roads for you, form a policy and uphold it. People, it is a failed system. The power is in your hand. Don't let anybody tell you that your votes do not count. If you think it is wasting that vote, go outside and do
it. The vote is counting now.
If it's called wasting, go vote. Get your PVC. Do your conscience. Do the right thing. It is the right time.
Nigeria is
I have to say, because of time and everything, it's not a good time to talk. For me, that's where I'm taking it from. I'm taking it from the top that, please, Nigeria is not working, but we can make it work when we open our eyes to the reality, accept the truth on ground, get your PVC, vote for a right leader, the kind of leader you think would work for you. Thank you so much. That's all I have to say from my hands here.
Thank you, Mr. Akin. Thank you so much. Mr. Sani, I will try to quickly step in here with your comment saying that you can rate Buhari for more than, he was saying
You
that he
see,
will rate more than
it's a closing time. Let's make a
90%.
closing
I don't
comment.
think many Nigerians will be happy,
Don't
especially
get
those who
involved.
have
You
been
are an umpire. You are an umpire.
victims
You're supposed
of
to be neutral.
insecurity in the country over these years. So you are saying now that with the situation of Nigeria, that you can rate the president for more than, even rating more than 90%. It just
Yes,
shows that people
95,
are comfortable with the
I rate it
with the
95.
situation of Nigeria
95%.
right now. No a country in 21st century. Go to Ghana, no electricity in the country, and you are
Can
saying that you
you,
will rate the
I want to
president
go. Can you
no
close
good.
Allow him to do his closing statement. Closing statement. Allow him to do.
Because
Okay.
you are getting involved. As an umpire, you should remain neutral. So you are
No,
getting
I'm just
involved.
saying that
No,
this
listen
one
to
is
me.
not
You
about
are supposed to be
neutrality.
an
We are
umpire.
talking, we are
And
all Nigerians, to be Christ.
you are giving
One,
information that's not correct. Ghana is
no,
like Kano and Jigawa. Ghana is like Kano and Jigawa. That's all.
Mr.
It's not more than
Mr.
Kano and
If
Jigawa.
somebody is speaking, you don't interrupt. I will appreciate that so that you let
No,
somebody
because
talk.
we want to go. Closing reply should be short
Hmm.
and we all go. But you keep repeating. So that's a closing remark.
Okay, then if you have a closing statement, you can go ahead and make the closing
Yes,
statement.
my closing statement is that Nigeria is a great country. Nigeria is moving in the right direction. There's had economic hardship in everywhere. In Canada, where you are, the petroleum has gone up. The prices of food are gone up. I have friends. I have relatives there. I have lived in UK. In UK today, a liter of petroleum is £2. The bill, the NEPA, the gas bill, the water bill has gone up far worse than Nigeria. So
Oh,
only patriotic Nigeria will come and build his house rather than go outside and disgrace his home. Nigeria is moving in the right direction, like I said. Congratulations to all Nigeria who have moved from tribal politics to national politics. The northern governors stood for southern parts to become president. That's what I want Nigeria to be. I want Nigeria to be more united in that form. And all of you who are run out of the country, who don't come to face the problem and fix the country, I pray one day God will touch your mind, you come back home and build your home. Good night, everybody. I appreciate everyone on the program. Thank you.
thank you, sir. Thank you for taking your time to join us today. We appreciate your presence. At least we learned so much from you today. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Mm.
Mr. Oraka. Mr.
I,
Oraka.
I'm just speechless. Honestly, I'm speechless.
Akim,
Pe-
I know that Akim too is speechless. Is just
Hi, Ogene, Ogene. Hi.
so
I,
after
I can I can understand why. Anyway, let me give my closing statement. You see, having stayed in the north for over 55 years, I understand where Mr. Sani is coming from. I told you in several times that the north is a feudalistic state where certain people are made to believe that they are born to be poor and remain poor. That is why you hear things like Allah Ebakakabamu. That means God should give you that is blessed and give to me that is poor. So to them, when people like you are looking for the better life, it's a new dimension that doesn't fit into the scope of their thinking. So it is very difficult for them to see it. When you are telling them that there's a better life, that you can actually live your life of shoe shining and own, like Mr. Akim made an example of one of the Chibok girls that was taken abroad and now she's a graduate and her life has transformed. That is a dimension that the scope of their culture and orientation cannot fathom it. There's no space for such a thought there's no space to accommodate such a thought. So what Mr. Sani has displayed to us is that we are oil and water forced to be in the same country. If after what we've gone for 8 years, a Fulani man can come on this show and tell us that Buhari has performed over 90%, that means we are in a problem. Now, Fulanis should not think we are doing this thing because we hate Fulanis. Yaradua was present and we all loved him because he did not bring these tribal sentiments into the fold, into the picture, into the scheme of things. And now we have people who are trying to justify that security has improved in the same country where we have the Owo massacre, the train bombing, church bombing, people's penises being chopped off, people's head being beheaded. Life has become nothing in Nigeria. And yet somebody says security has improved now. In fact, even air travel that is now safe for people to travel. And here say witches and wizards safe, don't they attack people for up there? So it is preposterous, unthinkable, and unimaginable for me to even comprehend that a human being that is supposedly to have his mind working well to come on this channel to say that Nigeria is working and is going in the right direction, quote and unquote. Really? It's painful.
It's so painful.
It's so painful.
Not only painful, offensive to many Nigerians, especially the victims of insecurity in the country over these years. Those who have lost their loved ones, those who have died in that country because of insecurity. That could have
Mr. Kim, are you on Facebook? I would like to talk to you later. Are you on Facebook? Yes. Or if you have a pen there, I can quickly give you my number because I like the way you
after the program, please.
Okay. We are still on air. Sorry. Now, in conclusion to my closing remarks, see, I still believe Nigeria can work. Honestly, I still believe that Nigeria can work. It's just that we just spoke to somebody from one of the people that are the problems of Nigeria. So, now, in Mr. Sani's
that Nigeria is he was even comparing Nigeria with
Ghana has surpassed us. Hold on a second. Mr. Sani entered and his first statement was to describe us as minorities. You forgot his first approach was to say, so that is the arrogance of the Fulani man. He believes that the rest of us are under him and we should go according to his dictates. That's exactly what he thinks.
You people who are minority are saying here. That's what he said at the beginning, but he denied later. I will replay it and listen to how he made his statement.
No, he said we are all minorities. That's why I told him that Fulanis are the most, the population of the Ijaws are more than the population of the Fulanis. But it's just that because they and Hausas share the same religious affinity, it is difficult to differentiate who is an Hausa man and who is a Fulani man. They are just minorities. And because they know that is why Buhari opened the borders for his brothers in Fulanis to come up and make a significant number of Fulani population in Nigeria. That's why they are occupying the bushes so that they give up, they create more children and then they inundate the population of Nigeria with their Fulani identity. We have, somebody has to be bold enough to say these things. Somebody has to, go ahead.
Somebody believes that Nigeria's situation right now is even better than UK.
Good luck, Jonathan.
No. He was comparing that the oil prices in Nigeria is even better than Canada and UK. So somebody is even rating Nigeria higher than UK and Canada.
And Mr. Kim, this man that we are talking is a graduate, not just a graduate. He has traveled abroad. He is a very, very exposed human being. That's why I introduced him to Nekpe. Because if these are the elites that the North can produce, and they think like this, then imagine what the illiterate, when you see people in the university, people in a higher institution killing Deborah, I would have asked him, if I had remembered, I would have asked him, what is his take on the killing of Deborah in Sokoto? I'm sure he'll be bold enough to tell me. If you see young boys who are supposed to be in a higher institution, in a tertiary institution, killing another human being on the basis of blasphemy, then you should not be surprised if Mr. Sani can be talking like this.
In fact, it's the competency of them, because the same thing happened with
No, you got it all wrong. It's not incompetence, it's not incompetency, it's a deliberate mischief encouraged by the sudden desire to remain complicit in our ethnic diversity,
No,
divisiveness.
the governor of Kano came on national TV the other time telling Nigerians that they offer a financial compensation to Fulani herdsmen to stop the killings of innocent civilians in the north. So any competent human being leader will come on national TV disclosing what's supposed to be even secret. In most cases, people pay ransom and all that. They do it very secretly. He came
Once
on
you pay
national
ransom,
and
once you pay ransom to kidnappers, you're only encouraging them. You pay ransom to this group, another group will come out and say, this will make 100 million in their last heist. We should go and do our own too. So this is the way you tackle kidnapping. If your family is kidnapped, government should assume that those kidnapped are already dead. It is the fact that you are going to rescue this thing, that you don't want those kidnapped to be dead, to be killed. That's why you pay ransom. And by paying ransom, you encourage the killing. But if they know that government will not pay them, business don't fall. I know those whose loved one are kidnapped will not like this comment, but it's the truth. No, if you are kidnapped, if government is able to rescue you, fine. But if it's not able to rescue, but we have to discourage the idea that money comes from kidnapping. That's the only way kidnapping will stop.
Mr. Oraka, if for instance, people were kidnapped and they are demanding for ransom, and it's at least people can take that from them that, okay, it's possible, let's give them the ransom so that they will release those people that were kidnapped. In this case, they didn't kidnap anyone, but they decided to offer financial compensation for them to stop.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
You understand what I'm saying? He said it. I'm not saying it is there. There's a video there on YouTube. Anybody can watch it. He said it. Even the journalists confronted him, say that is the only solution you can use to stop the killings. He said, yes, if you have another solution, tell us if you have another solution, because that is the only solution we came out with, so that they will stop the killings of our people.
You cannot stop tissue paper.
So what do you expect in a country whereby
you cannot stop kidnapping by compensating kidnappers? It's not possible. You only encourage them.
The worst of all, Mr. Raka, the compensation was granted for all those foreign militants that came to the country. That he was even calling to some of the militants in neighboring countries like Niger to come and collect their financial compensation in Kaduna. So what do you expect in a country like that? So the same attitude that Mr. Sani demonstrated on this program today, I was so disappointed. If you are competent, you are educated, you cannot come on national TV, be telling Nigerians that this, even comparing Nigeria as a country with Canada and the UK. He was trying to tell us how Nigeria is more better than UK and Canada. This is slap to many of us.
You said it all, Nebo. Like I've done my closing remarks. I don't know, we're still on though. So now I'm gonna say you cited the analogy that best fits the scenario. Reading, you said in a community of blind people, a one-eyed man is their king. So and this is where this is like the basis for me of I hope this is going to be a conversation for another day, because my line of thinking, apart from being a believer in a workable Nigeria, I also believe that from the onset it's just been a farce. Like it's been a farce. I don't know the best word to use. Like the amalgamation, the not everything. We use different languages to qualify, like forced marriage and everything. It has never for once worked. That is just the truth, but we kept managing, patching. Unfortunately, if not for the greed of Southerners or the eastern part of our western part of the country, as a student of history, if we remember very well what happened during the first and second wars in this country, the deliberate massacre, that was enough signal I don't know how our fathers forgot or buried that hatchet. And nothing has changed since then. The mobilization to Ibadan barracks, aiming the Igbos back to Lagos, killing, like those things, we people tend to forget history. But when you look at the characteristics since then, from the military, that has been the trend. Till date, tell me what has changed. Human life means nothing. You know, I don't want to go to this part of it. But from the onset, the handwriting has been on the wall. And this conversation for me is for a few people
It was
who
quoting.
want to wake up if they decide, they choose to
Given
wake
that
up.
we are in Canada, that man, it was so offensive to two of us. He was comparing Nigeria with Canada, saying that there are certain things that are better than Canada in Nigeria. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Canada. We are in trouble in that country. If some people can see Nigeria as a perfect country, even better than a country like Canada, which means we are in trouble.
Yeah, seriously.
Don't mind Nekpa. When she brings me on her program and I keep talking to her, sometimes she'll be bringing me, she'll be afraid not to go there. I said, okay, the only way I'm going to show this woman is let me bring somebody. That's why I brought Sandy, so that she will see what is going on. So when I'm talking, she knows what I'm talking to. I'm talking. Because what she's seen from this man now, she's surprised. I'm sure in her own life, she has never seen Nigeria from this way, that this is the problem we have. Even you too. Now you are shocked. So you can see what I'm talking about. I'm talking whenever I'm on my program. Because you'll be pretending these things are not there. You'll be thinking that they have the capacity to reason rationally the way you are. They don't think all this right. They don't. So I'm sure you are all shocked. I can see. Even Mr. Nekpet, still, the shock is she has not woken up from the shock yet. She's still flabbergasted.
Mr. Raka.
No, it's true.
Thank you for even introducing this matter. You used to say it, and you always repeat it on this program, that the way these people are thinking is different. And the oligarchic system, you used to quote that oligarchy system.
Feudalistic.
That they are operating in the north. No. I wish you didn't. I didn't bring this matter to this program. I would have not believed what you have been quoting on this program.
When I'm talking, she'll be guarding me. If I talk, she'll say, no, I disagree. No, I say, what did they do this woman now? Okay, I will bring somebody. Immediately she finished interviewing this woman, she called me. She was like, hey, she has never seen this kind of thing. Hey, I say, okay, that's very good. You ain't seen nothing yet, man.
Let's round off the program on this episode. And I'm a believer that
are there any question on your timeline?
No. You know that today's topic is centered around Tinubu winning the APC primaries. But
forget that man. Tinubu will not defeat Atiku. He's just lying. They will not vote for Atiku. They will not vote for Tinubu.
And that is what he said. First day I brought him to the program, he told me, we still have the video, that no matter how charismatic that leader will be from the south, that he cannot defeat Atiku. That's what he told me.
Now he's saying something different, that they will not vote for Atiku. It's a lie. They will vote for Atiku. They will all vote for Atiku.
It was quoting how some certain leaders won popular votes in the north. I was surprised. That's why I told him that what you told me in the last time is different. So in fact, we're in trouble. If all the northerners are thinking like